Good morning, everybody. Trish Palmer here from Palmer and Palmer Specialty Hypnosis Training. So how are we all going this morning? It's a bit cool in Mount Gambier, but that's the usual here. So today I'm going to be discussing 3 must-do Facebook engagement steps, okay? These are 3 steps that we teach out of 25 in our mentoring program. So these steps are must-dos. You really must engage your posts. So Facebook, honestly, it's always changing. But is it really? Like, really stop and think about it. Sure, the algorithms and the formats are always changing, but the core message for Facebook has always been the same. So the actual core message for Facebook has stayed true to itself. It really, really has. And the core message for Facebook is that for you to have an enjoyable experience. That's what it's all about. But how do you still create an enjoyable experience for your customers and get them to engage without sounding like all preachy and stuff when it comes to your business? It's very, very simple. So just before I start, I actually would like to announce that we have a mentoring program now. So if you want to learn how to sell your products online, how to get yourself out there, how to get more customers, how to integrate everything so that your life gets so much easier. I don't even book my own appointments now. My customers actually book their own appointments, which is absolutely fantastic because at the end of the day, all I have to do is go into my diary and go, oh, wow, I'm working extra this week, sort of thing, and I get them all to pay online and stuff like that. So if you would like some mentoring, please click the link below because we have a mentoring program. We have a monthly brainstorming and healing session that we do. We also are going to have free scripts and recordings for you each month. You have access to all of our online training. We also have a secret Facebook page which will support you so that basically if you're having issues with clients or your business or something like that, you can jump on that and we can help you out. You can also have ongoing in-depth training and mentoring, and we'll teach you how to get this social media stuff all under wraps and doing what it's supposed to do. Because you can spend hours and hours on social media and actually get nowhere in doing any of it. We're going to also have office hours so that if you're having any problems with your technology or anything like that, you can jump on and you can talk to us during office hours about the technology. And we'll also tell you how to sell online because nothing I love more than waking up in the morning and I've actually made some money in my sleep. It's fantastic. I love it. So if you'd like to get onto that, please click the link below, book yourself an appointment, and we'll get on a chat and we'll see how you go. We've already got over 20 people that have signed up for it. So jump on now whilst we've got it heavily discounted just before we get to launch phase. So the first thing that you really must do is start with desires that are not cause for discrimination. Careful, you have to be really careful with this one. You're not allowed to clickbait people anymore. This is part of the new algorithms. So you're not allowed to say, are you suffering from, or have you had this, etc., etc. You really need to focus on desire when it comes to your posts. What are your clients desiring? What will they desire to click on, to share with others, to tell others, sort of thing. So that's what your first thing that you really, really need to do is focus on the desire. When I first started, now this is way before the new algorithms come in, I have an irritable bowel syndrome hypnosis course that I run. And the first line was always about the pain. So you'd always say, do you suffer from IBS? Or have you had problems with your bowel or something like that? You're actually not allowed to do that anymore because it may be cause for discrimination or offense. So now you have to start with desire. So it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. If you desire more clients in your business, you have to think, what are they looking for when it comes to your service? So what are they interested in? Do they want to see you working with other clients? Do they want to see you doing some community work? Do they want to see, do they want to engage in posts and stuff like that? You're not allowed to say anymore, click below to like my post and things like that. If you could bring someone back to life, who would it be? Press the thumbs up for Robin Williams and stuff like that. You're not allowed to do that stuff anymore because it's known as clickbaiting. Facebook wants you to have an engaging and enjoyable experiences. And that's why they got rid of all that stuff. It's because there's so many people that were clicking on stuff. And then when they go into the article, it would have all these pop-ups, it would have all these bogus news. It would just frustrate people because they're asking for likes and shares and they're literally clickbaiting people. Facebook don't want you to do that anymore. They want you to have an enjoyable experience based on what it is that you like. So if you're into funny cat videos, they want to show you more funny cat videos. If you're into football, they want to show you more about your football and things like that. So start by doing a desire post. Think about what it is that got you into what it is that you do. So I am a hypnotherapist and I use desire posts. So what I actually do is I'll use a desire post like, hey, are you spiritual today? Ask things like that. And then I'll get people talking and they're like, oh yes, I'm feeling very spiritual today. Or are you connected today? Who are you connected with? Start with a desire. You're not allowed to clickbait anymore. You're not allowed to ask to like and share this post, etc., because you will get shadow banned. So must do number 2, pictures and videos in relation to your content. I hear it so many times. They're like, oh, Kanye West, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, that actual picture has got nothing to do with the article. Recently, out of the Avengers, Doctor Strange, the guy who plays him, helped someone on the street. And there was an article written about it, but they actually had a picture of him dressed as Doctor Strange to get people to click on it because they thought it was part of the Avengers movie, and it wasn't really. So make sure that your pictures and your videos are in relation to your content, because if it's not, you're going to get banned on Facebook. And when I say banned, I'm not saying that you're going to get kicked off Facebook. What Facebook does is it'll actually limit the amount of reach that you can have for that's going onto people's news feeds. So make sure it's all relevant, because they have computer systems that are tracking all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, the computer doesn't care about whether you need more business or not. All it cares about is Facebook's core message of making it an enjoyable experience. So make sure your videos and your content is in relation to each other. So if you're posting a video about the beauty salon that you've got up and running, make sure your pictures and your content are to do with each other, okay? And this also includes your emojis as well. If you're going to do a really long post, put some emojis in to break it up, because our brains can't possibly read it all in or take it all in. Sometimes there's some really great articles on Facebook and I'm like, you know what, I'd really like to read that, but right now I'm tired and I can't be bothered. So unless there's emojis or something like that to engage me in the post and break it up a bit, you're just going to keep on scrolling. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep doing the finger flick. So make sure that you have pictures or videos that are in relationship to your content, it's engaging, and include emojis in your post so that way it breaks it all up. Break it all up so that you suck someone in with the first part and they're like, oh, and then they'll read on. Then they'll read the next session. Then they'll read on some more. It doesn't matter what the emoji is as long as you keep it in relationship to your content. So if you're writing something and it's a little bit frustrating, then put a little angry emoji in there. If you're writing something about gratitude, put a little love heart in there or something like that. Engage people with the pictures and the colors. So you really, really must do that. So must do number 3, only use 2 hashtags on Facebook to expand your reach and be consistent with them. I see so many people, they think that Instagram and Facebook are exactly the same. They're not. They're completely different formats, okay? Yes, Facebook does own Instagram and they do integrate with each other. But at the end of the day, Facebook is the big daddy and Facebook wants you to be on Facebook. That's how it works. But they can integrate with each other. You can use up to 30 hashtags on Instagram, but on Facebook, they only like to leave it at 2 that are in relationship to your content, because as much as you want to expand it out more, they actually want it to be relevant to the content. So only use 2 hashtags and make sure that you be consistent with them. So we have hashtags that we use, so make sure they're in relationship to the content, or you be consistent. So every Wednesday is Wednesday Wisdom for us, and we use that hashtag. Every Tuesday is Testimonial Tuesday. We use that hashtag. We continuously use that hashtag because it's like a searching icon. We can type the hashtag into the search bar and look for relevant posts. If you actually have more than 2 hashtags on your Facebook post, then Facebook will actually limit your amount of reach to about 2 to 6% of whoever is on your page, group, or friends list. So if you've got 100 people on your friends list and you've got like 4 or 5 hashtags, you'll get your reach to about 2 to 6 of those people, which really isn't very much. So only use 2 of your hashtags on your Facebook to cross-pollinate everything. When you're on Instagram, you can use heaps more. Make sure the ones that you're using on Instagram are the same as the ones that you're using on Facebook so that they talk to each other. When it comes to your hashtags, hashtags are about creating reach in a search engine, okay? And really, what does reach mean? Reach means is the amount of people that organically are sharing and liking and commenting on your post just because they want to. That's what organic reach is, and that's what Facebook want more of. They want you to write on there just because you found it entertaining, because you had an opinion about it. You wanted to share it with someone because you thought they would enjoy it as well, or maybe they've got an opinion about it. So that's what that's all about. You want your reach to grow at all times. Now, when it comes to your reach, when you think about it, like there's some really, really big people out there and they're like, oh, I've got 10,000 watches, I've reached over 100,000 people and stuff like that. When you're working in small business like me, 200 to 300 in my reach is absolutely awesome because I am a small business. I don't want to be like Tony Robbins and have millions and millions of people engaging. I want to have enough people engaging in my posts so that I can help the world on some level. So 200 to 300 when it comes to your reach is actually fantastic when you're just starting out. So use your hashtags and be consistent with them. I have all my hashtags written down in a program so that I know to use them on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, and things like that. I get it all out of my head because that way I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to lose content and I'm going to continue to get my reach. And there's heaps of people that go, oh, but the same old hashtag. The same old hashtag is reaching other people. That's what it is. It's not reaching the same old people each time. It's organic reach. It's reaching other people. And that's what it's all about. So grab your hashtags and make sure they're relevant to your content. There's no point in putting hashtag royal wedding if you're doing a post about how to cook a chocolate cake. It's not going to happen. Facebook algorithms are going to kick in and go, hang on, these two don't match up. We're going to limit the amount of people that can see this. Okay, so choose your hashtags, make sure it's relevant to your content, and be consistent in using them. Okay, build up your hashtags. Now, when it comes to hashtags also, you think, oh, you know, I've got this hashtag and over 6 million people are using it. You really don't want 6 million people using it. You want a unique hashtag to yourself that you can build up over time that you're talking to people about. So you may be a hairdresser, you want to do hashtag hairstyling. Try hashtag hairstyling with Trina or something like that. So that way you're making a unique hashtag and you're building it up for when people start searching. So we teach all of this in our mentoring program. This is actually 3 of 25 social media tips that we actually teach. So once you know how to do it, it's super, super easy. You don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising when it comes to Facebook, but you do have to be smart with your posting and you do have to have a little bit of education about it. We can't just throw things out there anymore and expect that your Facebook will grow. If you're using it just for a personal thing because you want to talk to your friends and your family and stuff like that, then it's fantastic. You can do as many hashtags as you want. It doesn't matter who sees it. It's just all about putting it out there. But if you're doing it so that you can generate clientele, get some customers, get some interest and things like that, then the reality is you have to actually learn all this stuff. And this is just 3 tips out of 25 that we teach on our mentoring system. So if you'd like to know more, please jump down below, click the link and book yourself in for a free mentoring session. And we will have a meeting and we'll see if you want to pop online and join us, okay? So do you have any questions? If you have any questions at all, please type them in the comments below and I will answer them. I'm here to help because social media, when I first started, I remember sitting there and just going, oh, how do people do this? And how do they do it all the time? It's actually quite easy once you learn how. It's no different to when you started driving a car. There are all these buttons and dials and and, you know, wheels and things like that. And you were just like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? So now you just get in the car, you put your blinker on, you stop, you go, you know, you've got a million things that you're doing all at once and you're doing it just fine. Now, if you'd like a free induction pack, please go and grab it at www.trishpalmer.com. We have heaps of freebies on our website. We've got hypnosis scripts, we've got recordings and things like that. So feel free to go over there and grab yourself some free stuff, okay? I'll throw the link for the free induction pack below as well, so jump on that. These are inductions that I use myself as well. So there's 5 different types of inductions in there, and they're inductions that I use with my client. And if there's anything that you would like me to do a video on, then please let me know. Shoot me a comment, shoot me an inbox or something like that, because we rely on your feedback. We want to give you what it is that you're looking for. So can you explain when to share or post from business pages to personal pages? Great question, Sue, actually. You can share from your business page to your personal page, but keep it very, very limited. So you would only do it probably once or twice a week, because what happens is the algorithms will actually kick in, and Facebook want business pages to be paying for their advertising. We had a free ride for so many years where we could just bombard people's news feeds. And now when it comes to business, Facebook actually wants you to pay for your advertising. So feel free to share it once or twice a week, but you wouldn't do it any more than that, because Facebook will actually limit your reach, and then less people will see it. And then all of a sudden, nobody will be seeing any of your posts, okay? So I do it about once or twice a week, and that's it. I don't actually do it anything more than that. I hope that answers your questions, Dale. When you're posting on your business page as well, be consistent with that as well. So I make sure I post on my business page in the mornings. I try and post at about 7:30 in the morning, because that's when people are getting up. Most people these days, the first thing they do when they get up is they look at their phone. They're not even out of bed yet, and they're looking at their phone, and I actually want them to be sort of seeing my post pop up. And I also post at about 8:30 to 9 o'clock at night, especially in Australia, because that's when most people are sitting down, they're starting to relax for the night, and they're starting to do the finger scroll. The other time that I also post is between 3 and 3:30, and that's because most mums and dads are picking up their kids from school, and they're sitting in the car and they're waiting for their child to come and sit in the car. So that's a great time to post as well. How about sharing to groups? When you say sharing to groups, as in you take an old post and you share it to a group, is that correct? So if you're taking a business, if I post on my shop page, okay. So if you take a business page post and you share it in a group, that's completely fine. You're absolutely allowed to do that. At the end of the day, you copy and paste the URL and you put it into there. You can link a lot of your pages as well, so that you can multi-cross platform your pages and share more stuff. So when you're sharing to groups, that's what Facebook want more of. Facebook is moving into groups now rather than business pages. So that's why we have this group up and running. And it's because they want more people in groups where the content is relevant to what they're trying to learn. So if you are into knitting, you have a knitting group, and then you post stuff about knitting. If you're into scrapbooking, you have a scrapbooking group and you do the same thing there. If you're into cooking cupcakes, you have a cupcake group and things like that. Because it's great to have a business page, but Facebook is moving towards group and people being engaged in the groups that are relevant to them, so that they can remain entertained. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Dan. So you can definitely share it to groups. Not sure how to link. I can teach you how to link in the mentoring, okay? So don't stress about that, darling. So yeah, so if you have any other questions, please pop them below. I will answer them for you. And join me next week. We're going to do episode 3, and we're going to be talking about group sessions and how it's made easy. It doesn't matter if your group session is based on a service, a product, or something like that. You can actually get a group up and running. You can make extra dollars in less time with more people and get your advertising out there even more. So I'll talk about group sessions. But otherwise than that, have an awesome day. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.